Hello everyone, this is Ben. Welcome back to the Data Literacy video channel. So this is another one of those crucial concepts videos in the playlist. This one really comes from our recently launched course, Data Literacy for Leaders, also from the book here, Leading in the Age of Data, where we talk about, what does it take to be a great leader in this world today where data seems to be everywhere. So with that in mind, I want to present to you a maturity model. Who doesn't love a good maturity model? We talk about how we can evolve and grow. So what I want to talk about today is how someone in any discipline, in any industry, can become an executive that really helps their team harness the power of data. Okay, so how does it begin? Well, in the very first stage, we have the data novice. This is a leader who really doesn't get it. Data's not their thing. And they know that, but they have some amount of curiosity in their mind about it all. They're open to it. They just know that's not their thing. That's a good starting point. They're fertile ground for them to learn and grow. So the next stage up there, stage 2, would be data aspiring, where the leader, really believes there's value in the data. And so what do? Well, they charter some trial analyses. And so they do so with caution. They basically say, okay, I believe there's something for us to glean here. Let's try it out. What are we going to find? We don't know. So that's, again, that step where you're experimenting and learning and starting to figure out how data can be used. Data inclined, that's stage 3. This is where a leader is, now they're getting to the point where they've gotten through those first few experiments, and now they're more regularly trying to bring data into the discussions. Continuing to proceed, with care and diligence, because they know they're not the expert in it and they're wary or alert to some of the mistakes that can be made. Okay, so data inclined. It's now kind of part of their toolkit, and they do that on a regular basis. Stage 4, data focused, is where the leader is now actively implementing a data-informed culture on their team. So what are they doing? They're always looking to data to find input there, objectively finding a path forward. So it's a big part of, pretty much all of their decisions, data focused. And then the final stage we call data wise, where this leader is now really making effective and ethical use of data. And they know, they're smart enough now to know that this is something that augments their team's experience and intuition, not replaces it, right? And so what are they doing? They're taking the opportunity to use data to just continually improve upon the people and process and the technologies that they're working with. So data wise, that's where we're all going to, right? So where are you and how are you stepping up in this ladder? Now, I would be doing this maturity model disservice if I didn't share with you a really unfortunate fact, which is that it isn't just that you either help or you don't help as a leader. The truth is you either help, you don't help, or you harm. So there's a flip side, a negative side to this path, right? To this maturity model, to this evolution in your path as a leader who's harnessing data. The fact is that you can do so in a really negative way. And so instead of data wisdom, you bring about data toxicity within your organization. So let's chart that path downward to the nether regions of data leadership hell. So where does that begin? Stage 1, on the flip side, data phobic. This is someone who is a leader who really doesn't feel good about data, but instead of being open to it, they're actively discouraging it and avoiding it even, and really trying to steer people away from data altogether. Those leaders are out there, and they're, as I would call them, data phobic. Okay, stage 2, downward, data confused. So what happens here is they make some attempts to use data, or they're so disoriented and lost that they don't really know how to proceed. They're just sort of stumped, and they're stuck there. Okay, data confused. Stage 3, now it gets worse. It gets worse. So data misleading. This is someone who's using data regularly, but they're doing it a little bit recklessly. So what they don't know maybe is that they're spreading misinformation. Okay, so they're telling people about data and what they're learning from it, but they're doing so in a careless way. And so the things that they're sharing are maybe not true or deceptive. Okay, they just don't know that. It gets worse. Stage 4. This is what we call data deceptive. This is where a leader understands the power of data, but they're actively and purposefully, deliberately cherry picking the analyses or taking other paths to really doctor the data to have it suit their own purposes and fit their agenda. Okay, so that's data deceptive. And then finally, data toxic is where this is an individual who is using data for almost purely political purposes. Hey, they don't have any problem fudging the numbers. They're trying to kind of get what they want. Okay, so, and it doesn't matter to them, if it's true or not. It doesn't matter to them if people get hurt or not. I mean, it doesn't matter. They just have their own ideas and their own goals in mind, and that's really what they stick to. So data toxicity. What I find interesting, is that people rationalize all of these 5 stages on the flip side. And to them, they're waking up in the morning, doing the right thing in their mind. That's what's so tricky about it. This is something that makes perfect sense to them. It's the thing that they think is, reasonable. And so they've kind of gone to the lengths of explaining to themselves a narrative that enables them to use data in this way. So it's something to be careful of. It's something to watch out for. All right, so I'll leave you with that, the 5 stages of maturity of the data literate executive. And again, being a leader when it relates to data isn't necessarily about knowing how to crunch the numbers yourself or use all the fanciest tools. It's about setting the stage for your team's success, and which is what the course is all about. So check that out if you'd like to learn more and find more detailed ways to evaluate yourself as it relates to different factors or elements about what it means to lead in this present era of data. Best of luck to you on your leadership journey. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye now.